Hi, everyone, and welcome to Mental Fitness, a show where we discuss everything mental health and parenting. Today, we're going to be talking about a very relevant and important issue surrounding parents and their children. How do we bridge the generational gap that exists between children and their parents? More often, you'll hear of parents saying that their children are unruly, they're disrespectful, and stubborn, and they talk back. While really these children are just expressive, they like voicing their opinions, and they will confront their parents when something is wrong or when they don't agree with something. And parents coming from a generation where they never used to really analyze their feelings with their parents, they never used to confront their parents, they never even used to receive anything from their parents saying I'm sorry or I love you. They never heard those words from their parents, so it makes it a bit challenging and difficult to maneuver their relationship with their children who are growing in a different generation. And what makes it even a bit challenging is the fact that parents are usually mostly at work while children are at school. And by the time parents come back home, their children are already in bed, they're already sleeping. So there's no room for that conversation to happen to say, this is how I feel about the way you treat me, and I wish things could change and be a better way like this. There's no room for that. So for that to happen, both parties, children and their parents, need to sit down and have a conversation, intentionally saying, this is a check-in, we're going to do this every Wednesday. For example, we're going to do this every Friday. We're going to be checking in about how are you feeling, how do you think we can change our relationship. This also affects youngsters. It's not just children, it's just people who are being raised by other people from a different generation. So those conversations need to happen in that way. Another difficult issue that seems to happen is that when these youngsters are growing up, they're still developing, they're not yet fully developed. So parents need to lead these conversations. Parents need to hold their children by the hand because they still need their guidance. But also there's still a part where children can come through and lead the conversation. They can introduce these cool apps or whatever ways that they can help maneuver the relationship with their parents. For example, I use an app called Calm when I'm feeling like there's a lot happening in my head and I just need to let it all out and breathe. I use the Calm app for meditation and also for breathing exercises. So maybe if you're a youngster and you want to cultivate a good relationship with your parents, download the app and meditate with your mom, meditate with your dad. How cool is that? And also, good news, we have invited a youngster who's going to be sharing with us how she navigates her relationship with her parents in the 21st century. Her name is Lebogang Selekane. Lebogang Selekane, share your story with us.
Hi everyone, hi V. Thank you so much for welcoming me or inviting me to your space to talk about a topic that is really important, especially in the century that we are living in. So I'm going to be touching on my experience with mental health, especially as a young adult. I never really understood the importance of mental health up until I had to come to a point where I had to take my mental health seriously. I used to hear about people committing suicide, depression, anxiety, stress on social media platforms or media as a whole, like on TV, radio, and all of that. But I never really understood the core value and importance of mental health. So basically, growing up in a black household meant that you wouldn't just talk about your emotions whenever you felt like it or whenever you wanted to. I'm going to be talking from my point of view. So personally for me, it's not easy for me to open up, whether I'm opening up, whether it needs me to open up to um, family, friends, whatever. I am not a person who finds it easy to open up to anyone. So it was not easy for me to talk about certain things that were affecting me, or certain things that were, that were putting, so much stress on me, or, those kind of stuff. It is a very complex topic. And we're often told that speak to someone, talk to someone. But how do you go from growing up in a household where you're not accustomed to talking about your emotions to finding someone to talk to? It's not easy. I think that's where the whole thing of therapy comes in. So and also understanding what you're feeling. Mental health issues come in different forms. Some of the people are dealing with anxiety, others with stress, others with depression. It also comes to a point where you need to understand, what are you going through, what is the core reason of what you are going through, and maybe you haven't dealt with things that affected you when you were younger. So I think with me, as a person who doesn't find it easy to talk to anyone, I think for me it was a matter of understanding, where are these feelings coming from, why am I feeling like this, and also opening up. Yes, we're often told that, oh, open up, oh, open up, yes, open up and whatever. And maybe you don't have that kind of relationship with your parents to open up about just anything, but open up to your friends, open up to someone that's close to you, your mentor, anyone. So for me, I think it was also finding, that comfort, finding that person or those people that I can actually speak to. It doesn't always have to be parents, but I would always advise that you speak to, someone that is really close to you. Well, what is my mental state right now? It's something I'm still trying to deal with as well. And I think in the future, I am definitely considering, therapy. I think that will probably do me so much good, especially because I don't find it easy to like open up, to anyone,
Thank you so much, Lebo, for sharing your story with us. That was very insightful and really helpful for children and mothers looking to better their relationships. And for those who are watching at home, you can always just go back to this video whenever you feel like you need help and you need something to resonate with. And you're going to be validated also. That is all we had time for today, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also leave comments down below. Let us know what you learned from this episode, and if you have any suggestions, we are open to suggestions. It's better when we have that engagement thing going on. And until next time, goodbye.